Assalomu alaykum. Yaxshimisiz? Hello. In this video, we will learn Uzbek alphabet. Bu darsda biz O'zbek alifbosini o'rganamiz. O'zbek alifbosi. In the first place, I would like to touch base on the history, and then we'll read the alphabet, the letters themselves. We'll touch base on the pronunciation of tricky letters, and also I will share my views on some letters that are very important when it comes to spelling and writing. Tayyormisiz? Boshladik. O'zbek alifbosi darsi. So, I would like first to talk about the history of Uzbek alphabet for the last 100 years. The major changes that Uzbek alphabet faced for the past century. So by 1929, in this region ruled Arabic alphabet, and in 1929 we moved to Latin alphabet. But in 1934, vowel harmony was abolished from Uzbek language, and probably Uzbek literal language is the only Turkic language that doesn't have vowel harmony. Some specialists argue that that was not a right decision, because when it comes to dialects of Uzbek language, we still can see vowel harmony. Okay, what happened next? In 1940, we switched to Cyrillic alphabet. And that lasts till 1993. In 1991, Uzbekistan becomes independent country. So that's when it was decided to transition from Cyrillic to Latin alphabet. Now we are at 2023 already, and we're still transitioning from Cyrillic to Latin. Latin has become more popular lately, but I should say Cyrillic still exists. And in 1995, there were made some minor changes to specific letters. So here's very short, very brief milestones of the changes made to Uzbek alphabet. And this is very vulnerable topic among specialists, among learners, because transitioning from one alphabet to another has never been easy. Okay, let's move to the alphabet itself. So here's Uzbek alphabet, alifbo, Uzbek alifbosi, bu Uzbek alifbosi. And right now, I would like to read each letter to you so you could read it with me. Tayyormisiz? Boshladik. A, B, D, E, F, G, H. And over here, I'll stop, I'll make a pause, and I'd like to draw your attention to the way I'm reading it. A, B, D, E, F, G, H. So I'm adding a sound to all consonants. This is a. B, D, F, G, H. So here's the tip. If you'd like to read the consonants like I'm reading, just add a sound to all the consonants. Ready? Let's go. A, B, D, E, F, G, H. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, H, Y, Z, O, R, Ç, Ş, N, G. Tutuq belgisi. Tutuq belgisi. So we can see that there are 26 letters. These are 26 letters. Here they are. Then we have 3 digraphs. 1, 2, 3. And 1 symbol, stress. In general, 30 symbols. Among them, 26 letters, 3 digraphs, and 1 symbol. Okay? So I would like to read it with you in a more creative way, rather than just saying A, B, D. And my colleague Kamil Tilabayev has come up with a version that reminds us English ABC song. And we just take the melody from it and put this rhyming to it. Let's see how it sounds. A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, V, Z, O, R, Ş, Ç, G, T, belgesi, bu, Uzbek, alifbosi. I like it. Maybe some people will not like it because it's like, why English ABC and Uzbek alphabet together? So it depends. There are other songs you can find on internet. But I think the English ABC song is not about English alphabet itself. It's about the notion of letters. So if you take the notion of letters and you apply it to Uzbek language, why not? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this song. I'll sing it one more time, and if there are children around you, bring them together so we can sing together. Tayyar mısınız? 1, 2, 3. A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, X, Y, V, Z, O, R, Ş, Ç, G, T belgesi, bu, Uzbek, alifbosi. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. So how to remember these words, these letters? If you are just started learning English, if you have just started learning Uzbek and you just learned these letters, all you do is make up your own ABC book, your own ABC notebook. And this is a sample of how you could how you could take each letter and come up with a word, draw it or write it down, make a little picture, and remember and memorize. Okay, A, anor, B, balık, D, daraht, E, eşik, and so on and so on. So you can Google those. There are plenty of materials, words in alphabetical order, nouns, different types, similar, and fruit, vegetable, animals, whatever you like, you can find. But the thing is that you just choose your own popular stuff and you write them down and you make your own ABC book. And this is how you can memorize these letters. Okay, and we move on to the next part. So we touched base on the history, we talked about the alphabet itself, we looked at the letters, and now I would like to highlight the pronunciation. And pronunciation probably requires a separate lesson, and we will have a separate lesson on pronunciation of separate words, phrases. But right now, if we look at the alphabet, here are some specific letters which I would like to highlight when you start learning letters on this stage. Please make sure you have practiced them enough in the beginning, so your speech sounds like a native speaker, okay? So here are the letters. This is I, and we will talk about it specifically that we are not saying it as long I, but we usually read it as short I. Short, always short. Mainly short, not always, mainly short. Okay, the next letter is K. It's here. Then we have, it's down here. And then we have ng, ng. Okay? Okay. So the first one in my list is which is down here. Maybe you can do the sound when you're trying to imitate the way the bike is riding. In our first lesson, when we learn how to say how's your health, the word health, sağlık, sağlık, was also, the r sound was in the middle. And here, this is Rane is a male name, Rane. Roos is goose. Rane, Roos. Okay, this may sound very funny, but in order to practice the sound, you could learn a tongue twister. This is very common and easy way to pronounce the sound. And I decided to show you a very popular tongue twister about Rane. Rane is a male name. So in this case, let's imagine that Rane is a boy. Gıldırak is a wheel. And Rane, gıldırattı means circled, moved, right? Rane circled the wheel. Rane gıldırattı. You see, I'm specifically saying in modern speech. I mean, in daily life, we don't specify that much. No, I'm just specifying it so you can hear it. Rane gıldırattı. Rane gıldırattı. Rane gıldırattı. Rane gıldırattı. So at least say it 5 times, either slow or quick, depends how comfortable you are, but at least 5 times and you are good with this sound. The next in my list is k sound. So r was here and k is here. Kar, which means snow. Kış, winter, right? Kar, kış. And again, tongue twister. In Uzbek, we say tez aytish. Tez aytish is fast saying, which means tongue twister. Here I picked specific one which could be also reliable to daily life. Kış, kış is winter. Kış, katık is sour milk, Uzbek sour milk, with 1 T. Katık, double T, means hard, means like hard wood, or hard, like an ocean, something is hard. Qotib qolibdi. Qotib, again, the I is short. Qotib qolibdi. This I is also short. Qotib qolibdi. And again, I'm reading it as one phrase. Qotib qolibdi. Qotib qolibdi. Qishda qatiq, qattiq qotib qolibdi. Which means in winter, qatiq, sour milk, qattiq, hard, like very much. Qotib qolibdi, froze. Like in winter, the sour milk froze a lot. That's what this tongue twister means. Qishda qatiq, qattiq qotib qolibdi. Qishda qatiq, qattiq qotib qolibdi. So all these 4 words, I mean 4 notions, we use in daily life. And gıldırak also could be useful when you're driving and your wheel needs fixing. So all these 3 words also very useful to learn. So what you do is you improve your speech, you also memorize new words. Tongue twisters. Tez aytishlarni yodlaymiz. Okay, the next in my list is I, and I mentioned that we usually say it short. I, like when we use the ending m, yaxshi m, siz, we don't say yaxshi mi, siz, right? It's just short I. Again, in pronouns, siz, biz, we don't say siz, biz, we say siz, biz. Yaxshi is yaxshi, not yaxshi. Keldi, or kelade in verbs. Also, when it comes in the end, it's short. Keldi, kelade, right? There are a few words that where we use it in a long way, like chiroyli, right? Especially with li ending. But there are not so many of them. Okay, and the last one in this list, in this short list, okay, I could have made a whole lesson about pronunciation, but wait for it, please, is ng sound. So this is digraph from our alphabet, and the G sound, g, is silent. For example, when we say cucumber, bodring, bodring, the G is silent. G, bodring. I'm not saying bodring. No, you can't hear it. Bodrin. It's actually just n. Bodrin, meaning my or mine. Okay, so here we are. We're almost done. If you just started learning Uzbek, you can finish this lesson right here. If you have been learning for some time and you would like to know the tricky moments related to spelling, watch it. Watch the rest of it. Because the rest of the part has no connection to how we say, okay, what we say. It's all related to what we write or what we text. Okay, you're ready? Başlayalım. So these are such tricky letters are h and he. So this one we call hard he. This one we call soft he. So hard, from our tongue twister, we already know the word kattık with double T. Kattık. So this one we say as kattık he. This is kattık he, and this is yumşak he. Yumşak means soft. So these two letters are tricky when it comes to spelling. And then we have ore with their apostrophe and the stress itself. Okay, let's go. So again, there are many moments which we could touch base about spelling, but these are the most frequent. That's why I have taken only those. So the word o, Uzbekistan, Uzbek tili, because this is the name of our country and the title of the language, the apostrophe may look like this. Sometimes you can see that in Tashkent, on billboards, on advertisement, on printouts. You can see it this way, apostrophe looking like 9, tail down, or tail up. Which one is right? Of course, this one is right. Don't ask me why. You can see both versions. It's very long and hard explainable story, but official resources, official media channels, they all use this version. Population, people, they can use this version because people may not know, right? Okay. Then the same story with r sound. The r also with its apostrophe, the same thing. When we say sağlık, ghalib, it's tail looking up. It looks like 6. This is right version. But you could still see the other two. And for me, it matters because this is the name of our country, name of my discipline. So when it comes to me, I would like I personally use this version. And when it comes to printing my books or my materials, my teaching slides, you can pay attention that I always use this version. Okay, this is very important to me. And sometimes when we type this, we can omit, and the typer could use the other version. And if we have it, I'm like, no, please change it. Please use this version. So it's very it may not be practical still, but this is what it is. This is what we have, unfortunately. The next 2 letters, kattık he, yumşak he. Hard he, X and H. X and H. In English, X and H. In Uzbek, kattık he, yumşak he. Okay? So, when it comes to spelling, when it comes to saying, it doesn't matter how you say, either hard way or soft way. People will understand what you mean. But when it comes to spelling, it can be confusing. For example, hall and hall, two different things. Hall is state, like my state can be good, could be not so much good. Hall is birthmark. So when it comes to spelling, it does matter. The same with these two words, shoh and shoh. Shoh with soft one with H is king, with hard one is branch, right? And because there are so many words with both of them, and every time you text, you think, which one I'm using? How could I be sure? There's no universal rule that you could use to define them. You could only check in the dictionaries which version is right. So thankfully, we have online dictionaries now, online media that helps us check which word has which khe. But I made a little table. Here it is. So I think hop is the most frequent word. And every time you type it, you think, which khe I'm using? This one or this one? So I made this table and I know this by heart by now. I know I don't need it. If you need it, you can screen it. If spelling and right spelling is important for you, screen it. Most of the native speakers, they also confuse. They also may use either of them. But if it is important to you, here's my table. And for example, khe, hop, is with X. Khuda, when we say thank you, everything's good, we say rahmat or khuda geshkur, thank God. So khuda is used very frequently. Or, for example, you have seen lots of pharmacies in the city, in Tashkent, and Dorkhana is also comes with X. And when we say yes, we say ha, it's H, it's yumshak. Rahmat is also yumshak means soft. And for example, hechnama means nothing, also comes with yumshak. You could continue this list with your own words and also memorize it. And when it comes to texting or when it comes to writing it, and when you always think which X to use, it's very handy. Okay, let me know if you like this table. The next tricky letter is Russian ts. Ts is in between my teeth. Ts. So such words like cirque, circus, or Francia, yeah, we still have ts sound. And we don't have official ts sound. We use s or ts to express those words that have the sound. For example, France is spelled like this. Scenario, the word scenario, scenari comes with double S in the beginning. Police, militia, is spelled like this. Section, when we used to have plants, big plants, and inside of them there were lots of sections. They are called cech, and it sounds spelled like this. And circus, spelled this way. If this also is important for you and you'd like to know how to spell ts sound, let me know in the comments. I will leave you more spelling rules. And the last one is stress. Right? So we have lots of words from Russian. For example, the word подъезд, or some other words. When you write them in Cyrillic, they are written with that tвердый знак. But when we put it in Latin, tвердый знак disappears. But when it comes to Arabic words that also exist in Uzbek language, there are some words like mano, alo, masuliyat. Those have stress. And when we say them, you won't notice. Like ma-no is like ma-no, but no, like people don't say ma-no. People say ma-no, alo, masuliyat. So it's just simpler. But when it comes to spelling, we have stress. And in some cases, it splits the word. In some cases, it prolongs the words. But when it comes to pronunciation, you won't really notice it. So, and the last moment, which also can draw your attention, is spelling names, like your name. When it comes to writing it on a business card in Uzbek language, can be spelled in a different version. Like, for example, Mary could look like this, and you can see that we spell it the way we hear it. We hear Mary, we write Mary, Mary. We hear Whitney, and we don't have W, so it goes through U, I, N, yeah. But some specialists argue that we have to leave them the way they are. So sometimes your names can appear the way they are. Sometimes they can be changed to Uzbek way. Also, the names of the cities, countries. For example, when it comes to New York, also we can write it the way we hear it. Washington also goes with V because we don't have W. But when it comes to Egypt or China, and there are other countries too, where the name of the country completely is different, Misr or Khtoy, that doesn't have to do, that has no connection to spelling, it's just different name. And when it comes to Stan area, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, we spell it through Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. India is like Hindustan. So just pay attention to that. So here's the list of all the letters that I picked, which I highlighted for spelling moment. And I think we are done. We covered today in our short lesson, and I know that every section could be a separate video, a very long video, and I'm trying to do it briefly to bring the most important to your attention. So we just touched base about on the history of Uzbek alphabet. We talked about 30 symbols, not letters. We talked about pronunciation, spelling. So we are almost done. In this video, we looked at the history of Uzbek alphabet for the last century. We looked at the letters itself, the alphabet itself. We touched base on pronunciation and spelling. Let me know what you think about Uzbek alphabet, what thoughts you have about all the moments that we discussed. And I will be looking forward for your likes and comments, and see you in our next lesson. Keyingi darsda ko'rishguncha, xayr, sog' bo'ling.